On this episode of the Big Red Kitchen Show,
we have former Husker outfielder Jeff Leise.
Can you use regular lasagna noodles in a no-boil recipe? Find out.
And we'll also have our wonderful drink of the week from Salt Restaurant. You're going to like this one.
Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
The Big Red Kitchen Show is brought to you by Salt Restaurant, Wren's Display, the Pampered Chef products provided by Teresa Brown, Sea of Red Wine, DeFord Family Dental, Dr. Kathy DeFord, Rotella's Bakery, Just Good Meats, Quality Mark Home Repair and Remodeling, Waddell and Reed Financial Advisors, eSpark Media, D. Tendenza Food Styling and Photography.
Hi, I'm Sherry Potter, the host of the Big Red Kitchen Show. I'm a professional food stylist and food photographer, and I like testing out recipes in my studio kitchen. And today I tested out the amazing Italian favorite, lasagna. It's one of my very favorites. But before we start the show, I'd like to introduce you to one of my very favorite people, Angela.
Why, thank you. I'm Angela Waltman, and I am the publisher of the Big Red Recipes cookbook. Big Red Recipes is a cookbook featuring former Husker athletes. We had our football edition that came out in August of 2015, just released our baseball edition, which is very exciting, and we'll have our second football edition that comes out summer of 2016. But it's the baseball that we want to focus on today because that is the book that our guest is in. This is just our second baseball guest of all of the Big Red Kitchen Show, so very excited to go into this sport. Baseball is one of my favorites. So today we have Jeff Leise, who was a center fielder, outfielder for the Cornhuskers, obviously, in 01 to 03, and he has a wonderful lasagna to talk about,
yes,
and we'd also love to talk to him about his baseball career. So why don't we go ahead and bring him out?
I can't wait to
All
meet him.
right.
How we
Hi,
doing?
Jeff. Thanks so much for coming
absolutely.
on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Hi, Jeff.
How
nice
are we?
to meet you. We
Great.
are
You as
well. We are
Awesome.
well. Ready to
Awesome.
cook, ready to hear about you and what you've been doing.
Yeah, absolutely. Where do we start?
Well, I think that my favorite place to start is always when we have athletes that were also good in school, and I know you were one of those because
Right.
it's one of the fun facts that's in our book that you don't know about yet.
Right.
Was it a Verizon All-American?
I think
Academic
that sounds
All-American?
right.
Okay,
See, I don't
back
even
to
remember. I'm not
back.
that smart.
You used it all up
Right,
in college,
absolutely.
huh?
I took advantage of pass, no pass. Any of my
I
friends
remember
watching,
pass,
oh,
no
yeah.
pass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, many times.
Right. You got to use the system.
Absolutely. But you were a person who knew how to do both, to balance. So tell me a little bit about that. What was it like, going through college, and baseball is obviously, you play a lot of games.
Right.
So balancing that with your workload, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, baseball it's tougher than the other sports. I mean, in baseball, you travel Thursday through Sunday. You're out of town, and especially being in Nebraska, we'd go out of town February through March, and then every other weekend after that. So it's a lot of travel, it's a lot of games, and you have to balance that and find time to study. I always said, for me, I thought it was almost easier than high school, though. I went to Creighton Prep. The workload there was a little bit tougher. And then in college, you're taking 12 hours a semester. It's really not that difficult school-wise. So again, I think I had good parents and parents that instilled that work ethic and that sort of thing.
Oh, that's awesome. So the San Diego Padres, they
Yeah.
are near and dear to my heart. I'm just
Wow.
going to scoot over a tad, sorry.
Which way?
That way.
Okay.
There we go.
All right. Yeah.
The Padres are my favorite team. Don't
Yeah.
ask why. I have no reason.
Okay.
But they drafted you, correct?
They did.
Okay.
Yep.
So
Yep.
now tell me, I'm always interested in the baseball draft because as I was putting together this book, I noticed that most of the players got drafted multiple times.
Yeah.
Which you don't see with football. They get
Right.
drafted once
Right.
and there they go.
That's it.
So tell me about how those multiple drafts work.
Yeah, so in football, you have to declare. You declare for the draft, and then if you get drafted or not, you're done. Your eligibility's done. In baseball, a lot of guys get drafted out of high school. I didn't. Some guys then go the junior college route, and they get drafted then. But your first year, if you're in a Division I school, is your junior year that you're draft eligible. So I got drafted after my junior year, and then chose to come back to Nebraska, and then got drafted again as a senior.
Okay, so you can decline a draft pretty
Decla-
much?
Yeah, and so you don't have to declare yourself eligible. It's just
If they
you-
draft
if
you,
they
they draft you, uh-huh.
and they typically have a pretty good idea, especially for high draft picks, if you're going to sign or not.
Okay.
I was kind of an in-between. It wasn't super high, but
Yeah.
not super low either, and decided to come back. I loved being a Husker.
Yeah. So do you see a lot guys who get drafted by one team, they decline, and get drafted again by the same team, or is it normally a different team?
Yeah, I would say typically a different team.
That's what I thought,
So I got drafted by the Angels after my
Okay.
junior year, and I think they weren't very happy that I didn't sign.
That's what I was going to say.
Right.
Yeah,
Their feelings are like,
Right,
Yeah.
right. So they weren't very happy, and so I think I probably wasn't going to get drafted by them regardless as a
Okay.
senior.
Yeah.
So
so then the Padres, and then you
Padres.
accepted that.
accepted that. I played 1 year of minor league baseball and then had shoulder surgery, and I was 22 years old and
Goodness.
felt like I was a lot older than that.
Yeah.
And my whole second year would have been a rehab year, so I decided move on with life and go from there.
Get out while the getting's good.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
At least you didn't have Tommy John surgery.
Right.
That's the other thing that I
It's
kept
so- What
finding.
is Tommy John
I'd never heard of
surgery?
it before until we started looking into this book. I'm like, Tommy John surgery, Tommy John surgery.
Yeah.
Obviously, you know
I've
what
never
that
had
is.
Tommy
Is it
John.
elbow?
It's elbow. I mean,
It
it's
is,
mostly
okay.
pitchers. It's a newer injury, but it's so common now. I mean, the kind of the joke is that if you pitch long enough, you're going to get Tommy John. So
What's it? Do you have any idea what it's named after? I
the
wouldn't-
pitcher, Tommy John.
Okay.
So I think he was like the first case.
Okay.
So the surgery was named after him.
Famous
yeah.
for a surgery.
Right.
Interesting.
I don't want to have that designation.
No.
Right, the Jeff Leise injury.
Injury,
Right.
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 Get out while the getting's good.
Right,
Yeah.
absolutely.
No surgeries.
Right.
So question about the draft. So is it a little bit kind of like rolling the dice though if you decline because you could be injured? Is that
Yeah,
is that how I mean I don't know if the players feel like that, but
Yeah, and it's a gamble. I mean, I definitely got less money by coming back to school, and I have friends that still give me a hard time about that.
Really?
But yeah, I mean, it's a gamble. But again, the money for me wasn't going to be life altering, and I loved being at Nebraska and
Right.
felt like that experience, I would get my chance to play professional baseball. So
well, and it's hard to go back to college once
That
you
was one
become
of my
an
yeah.
adult. I mean, you can, but it's
And I
just
saw-
a difficult thing to do.
yeah, absolutely. I saw players that would go play minor league baseball for 4 or 5 years and come back and have to finish their degree, and it's just I didn't like where that path was leading, and
Yeah.
felt like it was time to get school done.
Yeah, I can't even imagine, you
Right.
know, what that would be like, especially you're in your mid-20s and life is really starting to happen. You have all kinds of exciting things going on.
Right.
You know, I know people who go back to college in their late 30s and 40s, and it's a little different. You have a career, and you know, a lot of times employers will pay for that. But you know, when
Right.
you're 20, you're still having a lot of fun yet.
Right. And baseball, I mean, I loved playing. It's a grind, though. I mean, it's a long
yeah.
season. It's a grind, and I was ready to move on with life and enjoy some of the things that friends and people I knew were able to do that I didn't do because I was playing baseball. So.
Yeah.
Now, we always like to switch it back to food whenever
Yeah,
we can.
absolutely.
Because we are a cooking show.
Right.
So you've got a wonderful lasagna here, and I'm going to hazard a guess that you actually cook. Am I
No,
wrong? I'm
you're wrong.
Oh,
You're
this
wrong.
is going to be a great
He
show.
was
Great
presenting
show.
it in the
Great show, good
picture.
show.
It really looked like he knew what he was doing.
Right,
So
I
good job
don't.
there.
My wife,
Okay.
neither one of us are necessarily cooks. We like to try things every once in a while. But yeah, I'm not a cook. I have the ideas. I usually look stuff up online,
Yep.
and then she gets stuck doing the
Doing
work.
it.
Right.
And
Yep.
doing the
Well,
work.
good teamwork.
Right.
Good teamwork.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So I'm going to get tested here. I have a
Yes,
feeling.
a little bit of teamwork,
Right.
a little bit of
Yes.
teamwork
Right.
in the kitchen. So
Yep.
that will be interesting. So where did this recipe, where did it
Yeah, so
originate?
my wife and I think we found it online. I think I found it online.
Okay.
And then it actually, I think when we found it, it wasn't even a lasagna recipe. It was for just an Italian dish. And then we kind of said, let's make a lasagna out of this. And
Really?
Okay, it was more of a sauce?
This is a Leise
Yeah.
original.
it's a Leise original.
Well, I'm impressed.
Right,
I'm
and we
impressed.
just kind of winged it, and this is how we do it. It's like the first time I think we kind of added stuff, we didn't really measure things, and then when you called me about the show, I was like, if I'm going to do this, we have to like actually measure these things
That's so
and figure
true.
out
That is so
how
true.
much of what goes in. So it's always a little different in our house. So
Well,
Well, you're in good company because in our football book, Rex Burkhead did a lasagna. Actually, I believe it was Rex Burkhead's mom
Yes,
which he
I
was very
believe-
open about
Yes,
because
yes.
it was actually in the title. So very good company for having
Right.
a lasagna recipe.
Uh-oh, I'm
It's too
I'm
bad
actually
we can't
nervous.
have Rex in here for a lasagna
Right,
throwdown.
well,
Yes,
right.
yes. you
Maybe
could
next
both-
time.
Throw that, right.
Both be doing it
I don't know if I want to do that. Sounds like a losing proposition for me.
Oh, you'd be just fine.
Right.
You would be just
Right,
fine
well, thank you.
on doing that. I like to hear that you and your wife are doing things together in
Yeah.
the kitchen. That's really kind of why we started the show, is we wanted to encourage guys to get in the kitchen and really, you know, work alongside their wife and actually do something other than, and I know a lot of guys are great about, oh, honey, I'll help with the dishes, or
Right.
I'll do this or that, but really getting their hands dirty, because, you know, it really is, you know, the percentage of male chefs to female chefs is, you know, amazing. I mean, it's like 10% to 90% male
Mostly
chefs.
males,
Mostly
yeah.
males, yeah.
Yeah.
So we know that the great chefs of America are males, so we know that guys are naturally probably
But in the
good
households, it's
kitchen.
probably more
It is the
females, right?
opposite, yes.
Isn't that interesting?
It is
All
very,
right.
very interesting. So that's why we felt like guys in the kitchen would
Right.
really be having a
I love
lot
it.
of fun. Yeah.
Right.
So, well, what I have for you guys today, I think, is really going to be a lot of fun, because in sports is all about teamwork. And
Sure.
in the kitchen, when we're saying husbands and wives cooking together, it is also about teamwork. You want to work together as a team. So Angela over here, she's always such a good sport. And she's always
Messy, I think is what she means.
It's all right.
well, yes, no, good sport.
Okay.
And so I thought it'd be really fun today because this I thought was a really easy recipe. I loved it because it was, you know, lasagna. When people talk about lasagna, they think, oh, so hard. It's kind of, we just have it for company. We really don't ever fix it any other time because it's so difficult. But you really took a lot of the difficulty out of the
Right.
out of the recipe
Yep.
when you put it together, which I thought was really kind of ingenious. So when I looked at it, I thought, well, you could probably do this in 5 minutes. This is so easy.
So
now,
easy.
of course, I did a little bit of the prep ahead of time for you, but that being said, you still have to work together as a
Uh-oh.
team. So now I'm really kind of hoping you remember the recipe.
Yeah,
a
that's.
little bit.
Can my wife enter? Is that?
Can I switch out? Stunt double? Yeah. Hello.
So here's how we're going to do it. I
Okay.
have the pan for you, and we're going
you
to
ready?
be.
We
You-
should have done
have
the
you-
drink pairing first.
Right.
Is what I'm thinking.
Right.
So
I am not.
this is oven ready lasagna, which
Okay.
is kind of nice because it really works easily, because you just basically
And I think
have to just
that's
flop
exactly
it.
what we
You
use.
just flop it in the pan.
Yep.
It's quite easy to do. So, like I said, it's like laying cards out. So
Yep.
the trick to this is that the two of you are going to have to work a little bit together to accomplish this in 5 minutes. So I'm going to show you the ingredients. We have our noodles. They're right there.
Okay.
And then we have eggs. These have to be cracked and beaten with this little beater. So
Are you gonna?
Yes.
You want to do the eggs?
yeah,
enjoy
guys can
beating
do
things.
that.
Yeah, I heard you're messy though.
I am. I'm not going to guarantee anything. Let's move these.
And then we have a garlic press. We have to press this garlic.
Sure.
Super easy. Have you
Yep.
ever used one of
Oh,
these?
yeah.
Okay.
You can smell like garlic on
Yep,
it.
I love it.
You
I love
can do
garlic.
that. We have a little bit of chopped basil, fresh
Okay.
basil. So we'll put that in there. So you can dump that in. We have some ricotta cheese.
Yep.
That gets dumped in. We have some burgers already cooked off. That
Perfect.
gets. This is a dump.
can do this.
This is like a dump cake. You
Right.
just dump everything
is
in.
the
And I love, right.
same.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And then
Wants a
Sounds good.
cake.
and then again, and then you get a little water. You put some water in, and the thing that's really great about this is just some Prego sauce.
Did you drink some of that before you brought it on?
No, it only calls for 32 ounces, so I
you
just
did a little bit of that.
I did a little bit of prep. So
Okay.
we have that. We have a bowl and a spoon. So I'm going to let the two of you mix up.
So
and then at the end-
I watched a previous episode and I didn't see the person have to make their dish.
Sometimes
New.
we surprise people because
Wow.
we don't want folks to know what we're
What are we
doing.
Right.
mixing? I thought we were just layering
Wow.
Well, you have to mix the sauce together.
Yep. Yep.
with.
Okay, you're gonna
The
go ahead,
sauce-
Jeff.
Yep.
You
Okay,
talk.
So,
Jeff.
so do
Is the
I?
timer on?
Is it?
Is the timer ready? I think we're gonna get the timer
So do
ready
I?
to
You'll
go.
have to remind me.
Okay, we're gonna
Do I go this first?
You can put it in however you want because this is a mixed
Is it
together
everything
recipe.
Right.
except for
It's-
the cheese and
it's
the
Yeah,
nuts?
so we do,
Everything.
I know we do this mix. See, I
Okay.
told you, I'm the idea guy, and
Okay.
then my wife's the, can I phone
You
a
know
friend?
what?
No funny.
I think it's going to taste good even if it's a disaster.
Right,
So I
you're
said
right.
just go
I
for
said
it.
Right,
it's really
let's do it.
fun. It's
Let's
a
just go.
lot
So I'm
of
gonna-
fun.
Wait,
I'm
wait,
gonna-
wait, wait, wait. Is our timer going?
We're gonna start.
Oh, we got the 5-minute timer.
We got the timer
Okay.
going.
I'm gonna
Okay,
crack some
guys.
eggs.
We gotta be and this is how our household is. You know, we got 3 kids, and
Oh my
we gotta go
God.
quick.
New
and
baby.
Let's get it done.
That's
He actually
right.
had to defer his appearance on the show
Okay,
because
and
his wife was
I'll
having
be
a
your
baby.
assistant here. So dump the
You like-
water in there.
Water.
And I've got a little spatula
All
for
right.
you.
Eggs get
Put
mixed
that
right in?
Eggs get mixed right in. This is the coolest recipe because everything
this isn't
gets
gonna
going
splatter on
in.
us, right?
Yep. Just
You're
dump it
wearing
on
red.
in.
Right.
Dump it on
Yeah.
in. Eggs go
Perfect.
in. No, not the
Oh,
cheese.
oh,
Not the
oh,
cheese.
oh.
Ricotta
See?
cheese. Ricotta
Oh, yeah.
cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Let's get this. Should I go here?
All right, Angela,
right.
you want to put the garlic in? Garlic in.
Oh, yeah. Do you want me to do the garlic?
Yes,
that
I
was my
do.
role.
That's
Yes,
your
I
roll.
do.
Okay.
I
Just
can get that.
if you can get that in there.
your
Oh, we got a little slow down.
Right.
Little garlic, little
Right.
thumb.
Right.
Okay, we got our pan ready. Angela, are you ready for this? We have our cheese.
Oh, you want cheese first?
You.
Or noodle?
That's
You
all
need
you.
me-
That's
just
all you
there we
need to
good?
do. Yep.
Perfect.
Just
me
You want me to start stirring?
Yep. Start stirring it up.
All right.
Yeah? Am I using
Yeah.
this and this?
Yep. We're gonna. No.
What,
Nope,
what,
nope,
what,
nope,
what,
nope.
what?
We have to. Jeff, tell her how you do this. You got to put.
So we got to put these on, right?
You got to put those in.
Okay, you want to
first.
mix this?
I do.
I'll do these.
Okay.
Well, teamwork, right?
That's
Okay.
right.
I like this. I like
Right.
this. This is how it goes.
And then we always overlap these a little bit.
Okay. Good to know. Good to know.
So that- so
I
it
don't
doesn't-
actually use this type of noodle, so this was good.
And
Yeah.
we tried it
Come
one
on,
time.
Angela, you are on the clock, girl.
This is just going to slop right over the edge here. Don't rush me.
Okay. I'm just.
So then, yep, then we're going to put a layer of that
Okay.
on here, right? I
Yes,
didn't
that's
forget-
exactly how you do it.
And we tried this with these noodles one time, not really sure if it would work.
Right,
And
and
it worked.
it's amazing.
And we can't
They're
even
like-
tell the difference.
I know. It's like a miracle. Just glop it in there.
Yep.
Glopping
And then,
away.
and then we'll have Jeff get ready to put the cheese
Yep.
on.
Yep. All right. Go
You guys
ahead.
are doing
Yep.
good.
All
Your
right.
time is good. Okay.
Oh yeah. This is me here. Sorry.
Cheese. I thought I had to
Is
open
this
up
just
for
for
you.
show?
No, that'll get added as well.
Maybe
Okay.
you can open the package.
Yep, I'll
because
get it. I'll get
I'm a
it.
bad package opener.
Uh-oh. We might need scissors.
Uh-oh.
I need my
That's going to
teeth.
screw up our time. Go for it.
There we go. There we go. All right. It's a race
All
against the clock. I feel like it's one of those cooking shows where it's a competition or
Yes,
something. here.
yes. Okay. Just
I gotta
dump
just-
her on.
But I'm spreading this, right? I
Yeah, you
gotta
just dump it in
kinda-
there. That's how I did it today. I just dumped it in there, spread
Oh
it
wait,
around.
so you've already made this? We can't
I
just...
did
yeah.
already make
Okay.
this.
She's
All right,
right.
guys,
But we're going
another,
both- yep.
another layer
Do we
noodle.
need some of this
A
on
little bit
there?
of that too. Yep.
Right,
Is
so
this
we're
a
just
di-
gonna-
oh, this is a different cheese.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
Parmesan
Just
cheese.
a little bit of there.
There we
Yep.
But look at the
And then
teamwork
we're
here.
going
You guys are
there.
doing
Okay.
good. Keep going.
Go.
Keep going.
Go. Yep. Start
think we're
ducking.
good.
All right. Yep. Oh yeah.
I think you're making it. I think
Ain't
you
no
can do it
shame
in
in
5
my
minutes.
game. Okay.
Yep.
I said
And then
it was
I'm
a
going
great,
here.
easy recipe. Can you
So
see?
simple. Isn't that
Right
easy?
behind you.
Right. So 2 people in the kitchen could do
Are we
this.
doing another layer? Or are we good?
Yes, one more
Yep.
layer.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
According to Jeff's recipe,
Okay.
3 layers.
3 layers.
Identical
And then this
to
is
one
the top
another.
layer?
And that's the top
Okay.
layer with a little
And
cheese
then
on
cheese
top. Mm-hmm.
on top. Yep. And I love cheese.
Okay,
Something
so you're
should-
gonna use that whole
We're
package?
generous with the cheese.
All right.
To me, you can't have too much cheese, I guess.
Spread
on
that
one.
Unless you're
around.
lactose intolerant.
Right, yeah, which I'm not, fortunately.
Me either.
Fortunately.
How we doing? How we doing on time? Okay.
We good? We good?
Okay.
We gonna make it? Do we do it?
Yes!
Put it in the
What's
oven.
the time? I think we did it.
Right.
Good job. And
That
then we
was
put it in
very
the
easy.
oven.
Once we
Yeah.
figured it
Now,
out.
a question for you on this. Now, the recipe didn't say, do you cover this with foil at the end before you put it in the oven?
We did not.
Oh, and it worked out fine.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, you
Yeah.
have a lot of liquid in it, and so of course
you.
it's.
Did we pour our water in? Did I miss that part?
I poured the water
You
into
did
the
that
sauce.
already, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, into the sauce.
When you were
Okay.
doing the eggs, I did.
Okay.
Yep.
See,
Perfect.
teamwork,
Right.
teamwork. You guys did a
Awesome.
great
So yeah,
job.
we don't cover anything, just goes
It
in
just
like
goes
that.
right in, and
yep.
I know it's 350 degrees. Put it in a nice hot oven
Yep.
and cook it off. I mean, it couldn't be any simpler than that.
So, and that's how we are. That's how we roll.
I
Pretty
like
simple.
it.
We're not.
I-
You got
crazy.
3 kids the age that yours are.
Right.
You're not going to spend
Gotta
hours
do
in the
it.
kitchen.
And the
Yeah.
nice thing
Yeah.
is that they could help do this recipe as well.
I think our 3.5-year-old son has actually helped with some of it.
Has yeah,
Not
because it's
against a
nice,
5-minute clock.
It's
but,
a
Try
nice
that
one.
next.
Right. And here you have 5 minutes.
It's just gonna bake together, and it'll get all pretty and gooey
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yep.
delicious looking at the end. So you don't really have to worry too much about looks before you
Right.
put it in there, because the lasagna, the trick of it is all goes together with
Yeah,
all of that.
It's my style.
Yeah. Now, the thing I talked about in our opening was the fact that, a lot of people just go by the no-bake noodles, and they're really good, but I discovered that you can use other noodles as well, just regular noodles, right from, the box like this, and it is, quite easy to do. So,
Yeah.
So you do the same recipe just with those noodles.
And you have
Right.
to boil them first, correct?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, so we've done it boiling them as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. All
Well, it's
right.
my favorite time of the show, the
All right.
drink recipe
Right.
of the week. So, Brittany over there at Salt Restaurant has given us a wonderful Grand Slam.
Nice,
Yeah,
right,
for baseball.
right.
That's
So-
Appropriate
nice.
name.
Absolutely. I usually screw this up, so hopefully we'll have a Grand Slam with me not making a mess. Or
You're going to be fine.
Okay, thank you for the encouragement, Sherry. I appreciate that. The Grand Slam is another gin drink. They like gin over there at Salt.
Love
And
it.
even though gin's not my favorite, every time they've given us a gin-based drink, I've loved it. So we'll see if this is another one of
Perfect.
those. I looked at the recipe. I think it will be wonderful. So what we have in here is 2 ounces of gin. We also have an ounce of fresh lime juice. I think that's important. Get the limes. Use the fresh limes, because if you just get like the little fake plastic
Right.
limes that some people get, it's just not the same. So some fresh lime juice, agave nectar, so that gives it some sweetness. And then we've also got 3 mint leaves in here, and that's per drink. So because we are having 3 drinks, there's 9 mint leaves in there. And then ginger ale. So the ginger ale is not in there because we will be shaking this up, and
Right.
we don't want to make a mess.
Yes, they said a carbonation explosion.
Yes, and it will also ruin the
Really?
taste of your drink, which is really more important.
Well, that's true.
Than-
That's true.
than
That's-
anything else.
It should be about the
So-
drink.
So I'm going to have you add the ice in there to
Okay.
about there.
Okay, to about 2/3 or so?
Yep,
Is that,
that works.
All
And then
right.
give it a good old Husker shake, whatever
all right.
that is.
All right, what do you, right. That,
A little bit, try and muddle those leaves up a little so that some of that taste gets in there. When you're putting anything like leaves in there, the goal is to really muddle them up so the taste comes out, because they won't actually be in your drink.
right.
That should be good.
All right.
Okay.
I know, another gin drink for you.
I know, 2 gins in a row, but I liked the last one.
And I'm going
So
to give you a
Okay.
towel, because and Angela, you
strain this
too,
into
'cause
your glasses here. And this is nice and chilled without the watering down factor of actually having ice in your drink.
It smells good.
Looking pretty
You can smell
good. It does. We can just go with this without that.
Right.
Like a shot of gin.
it. Right.
And then we're going to top with some ginger ale. Looks relatively even to me.
Mm-hmm.
What do we think? Yeah? Why don't we give this a
these are
try?
nice,
Now, this isn't
healthy-sized
necessarily
drinks.
something you'd have with lasagna. I think of lasagna as more of a heartier meal. This I would probably have in the spring or summer with, a salad or something of that nature. But hey, I think anything
This is a good
works.
season for this
So,
drink, though.
Absolutely.
Right, it is, yes.
Cheers, right?
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank
Here's
you for
to
coming on.
teamwork.
Right.
No, we done
Teamwork. Good work.
good. Oh, I like that.
You
do
like
too.
2 gins in a row, she's like.
Right.
You like it too?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
good.
It's very good.
It's good.
Expanding my horizons.
Yes.
Right.
We'll have
Thank
to-
you,
We'll
Salt.
have to let Brittany
Right.
know.
Maybe you just
Yeah.
like salt.
Well,
think
I
it's,
do.
Right.
I do like that
They're-
restaurant very
right.
much. Whatever they suggest, I'm probably going to like it.
Right.
Never had a bad thing there. So
It is really good. Well, we need to serve us up a little bit of lasagna
Okay.
here. And
see, look at that beautiful dish.
so which kind of noodles?
now I did use, and the reason I used the regular noodles is, since you've had this dish before, I want you to let us know
Yeah.
if you think that it is similar to the no-bake noodles.
Okay.
Because I did not bake these at all. Basically, what I do is
you
I
didn't bake the regular noodles.
didn't boil them off before. I
Okay.
just bake them like you do
You
the
just
no
put- right.
boil.
So what's
That's
the
so good
is
to
it a
know.
marketing scheme, the no bake? If you can use the other
Well,
ones?
actually, there's a couple little things one needs to do with it. You have to add the extra water, which your recipe had the extra water in it. So if you have a really saucy sauce to put on it, and then I bake this 15 minutes more. So
Okay.
it's
Gotcha.
usually 30 minutes for a lasagna. So I do 45, and then you let it sit for 15, and that's.
Okay.
And
So
it
it
works.
rests and, melds
it
together.
rests and it melds together, and
And are these noodles healthier for you, or same?
they're
It's the
just
same thing.
If you look at the
Because those
box,
ones don't look like.
no, and these actually look more like a traditional rolled out, you know, a piece
Right.
of pasta that's been
Right.
dried.
Pull out the box though here, Sherry. I gotta, me being the editor in this.
Right.
Yeah.
The lasagnas are spelled differently. You see that? Lasagna with an E, lasagna
Wow.
with an A.
Lasagna.
Look at you.
I don't know why, but
Right.
of course I notice things like that, so.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It added nothing to the show, but I had to point
We'll
it
talk
out.
to the folks at
Very perceptive.
Barilla and
Right.
see what
Give them
they
a call.
think of that.
Right.
So let's take a taste test
Take a
and
bite?
see if you
All right.
think,
Okay.
Jeff, if this actually kind of matches up to
Okay.
a regular, you know, no-bake lasagna.
It's really good.
It was really good.
Really good.
Yeah. Again, you really, it's just the extra time and a really saucy lasagna. And you add it
Right.
when you add that extra cup and a half of
water.
water in there. And that's what really makes the no-bake work as well, is that lasagna, is the extra
The water.
liquid in there. Because then it gives the moisture time to get into the noodles. Now, if you were running a Michelin 5 or 4-star restaurant, you probably wouldn't want to use this method. You might
Right.
want to use some other method.
Right.
However, you know, for
For the
family and
Husker
friends,
cookbook.
for us, I think
Right.
this is perfect. So,
Right.
Now, real quick before we wrap up, we always like to talk about the nonprofits involved.
Okay.
And you chose Boys Town.
Yep.
Can you just give me your quick elevator speech if somebody were to say, what does Boys Town do?
Yeah,
What
it
would
works
you
with
say?
young kids. I mean, I like things that are for kids. I feel bad when kids don't have good situations or grow up with opportunities. So obviously it helps kids out. There's a big local presence here. I help out with their booster club in Omaha for their athletic department, and then we go to church there. I'm a big fan of the Boys Town program.
Awesome. Well, we're very excited to promote them in the book.
Yeah.
Wonderful nonprofit, and can't wait to get the book out and about and really tell more about their story.
Awesome.
So
Yeah,
thank
thank
you
you.
for choosing them.
Yeah.
I can't wait for the book to come out either, to see all the fun things you're going to have in there for on the. Now, it's the same name, right?
Big Red Recipes Baseball Edition. Yes.
Baseball edition.
Okay.
Yep. So.
And
very
they can
exciting.
get that?
On bigredrecipes.com. So make sure you go check out the website, learn more about the football book as well as the baseball book and our upcoming books. And you can also order it online. So bigredrecipes.com.
Well, Jeff,
Awesome. Yeah.
thank you so much
Absolutely.
for being on our show. And
Thanks for having me.
Angela,
Yeah,
thanks
thank
for
you.
playing along.
Oh,
Crew
anytime.
members, thank you so much for all you're doing for us. You know, without you, the show's not possible. And thank you, all of you who watch at home. Until next time, may God bless you, and we'll see you again on the Big Red Kitchen. Thank you.
The Big Red Kitchen Show was brought to you by Salt Restaurant, Wren's Display, the Pampered Chef products provided by Teresa Brown, Sea of Red Wine, DeFord Family Dental, Dr. Kathy DeFord, Rotella's Bakery, Just Good Meats, Quality Mark Home Repair and Remodeling, Waddell and Reed Financial Advisors, East Bark Media, D. Tendenza Food Styling and Photography.